here.
Unprepared as always.
This is the episode humana.
62.
Oh!
Maybe. I don't know.
We just make up our own names for them.
This is Sisters of the Holy Fiber.
Yes.
My name's Devon.
Also known as
Rambunctiousky on Ravelry and Dynamic Devon on Instagram.
And I'm Heather, also known as TinyKiwi, in quite a few places.
Hey! So join us.
Yes, do that thing.
While we craft and chat.
And chat. And snorf yarn.
Yes.
Like the fiber snorkers we are.
Yeah, so hello everybody. Welcome back. I didn't craft for 4 months, so there was that. Yeah, but we're back now, and the fiber is strong within me.
Yeah.
So I do this every once in a while where I just like don't craft for whatever reason for a long time. And then I went to the Super Summer Knit Together, and as that was coming up, that's a retreat. I'll talk more about it later. I was like, oh, I should start knitting because I'm going to go to the knitting retreat. So
Yeah.
then I got back on the wagon.
Yeah.
There were a couple of episodes that didn't go up. So I'm going to insert a little piece of video here, which is the Bingham sweater that I did finish. So here it is. So I'm wearing a hug.
Yay!
Because it feels like I'm wearing a hug.
It looks really, like, snuggly.
It's so snuggly and warm.
I want to see the cable.
Okay, okay.
Cable.
Well, let me stand up. Okay, so this is the Bingham sweater by Michelle Wong. Let me just awkwardly get my chest close to the camera.
Very cool.
Yeah, isn't it? She's like cable mistress. Amaze balls. So here it is in all of its glory. It fits great. Yes. It's the back.
Oh, very nice.
The back has the same cable detail as the front.
Yeah. Duck down. I want to see how the collar looks on the back. Yeah, keep going. There you go. Oh, okay.
God, my knees.
I know, right? Very cozy looking. And the neck will not get cold.
No, it comes in with built-in shawl.
Nice.
Hence, shawl collar.
There you go.
This is Brooklyn Tweed Quarry in the Moonstone colorway. Let's see if I can find a good spot. It's mostly gray, but then it has like these little like bloop.
Yeah,
Got
very
these
cute.
little pops of
So
blue.
cute. So cute.
Yeah, so it's this is definitely my most neutral sweater. I have this one. I was thinking one day it might be fun to do a podcast of like, these are my sweaters.
I'm okay with that.
So I have this one, and then I do have another gray one, but it has like blue and pink stripes on it. So it's like, and the pink is like, bazzow in your eyeball pink. And then I have my dark blue one. It's still blue. And then I have my Colorwork sweater, which is all kinds of purple. All the purples. So anyway, this is my most neutral. And it kind of, like, this is not a bad thing. It's kind of a, because this is like a cozy sweater. It's like grandpa sweater. Like, that's what the color reminds me of, you know? It's like a comfy grandpa sweater.
Yeah.
So I've been having fun wearing it all day.
My aesthetic in a nutshell.
Grandpa sweaters.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool beans.
So, what to tell you? the knitting of the pieces. So Brooklyn Tweed believes in pieced garments because pieced garments last longer. And in my experience with the sweaters that I have, I don't knit very many sweaters. I knit like one a year-ish. So I don't have very many. You know, I have 4 or 5.
Right.
And the first one that I made, that I still have, because my first sweater is no longer with us. But my second first sweater is a pieced sweater, and it looks like I just took it off of the blockers. Like, it looks pretty much, except for like some elbow, like a little bit of wear on the elbow, but other than that, it's mostly all together. And then but some of, like, I have another garment that's not pieced and not as good. So anyway, they believe in pieced garments. Brooklyn Tweed does. So most of their patterns are for a pieced garment. So all of these were in pieces, and I had to sew everything up. And I usually like sewing things up because it's fun. Whee! Except this was a lot of sewing up. Can I just say?
Oops.
And some of the pieces don't quite, like, you have to be like, oh, that also keeps going that way. Okay, I get it now. On one of the because the raglan shoulders they don't match exactly because you're supposed to kind of like ease it into the collar edge of the back piece. Anyway, whatever. I figured it out eventually. And then some people have problems, and I did too. Like, so I made the piece for the collar, and then I was like, how is this supposed to go around my neck? Like, how am I supposed to attach it to the sweater? Like, when I was making it, like, I couldn't envision, like, how it was supposed to go. Eventually, I figured it out, obviously. But some other people on Ravelry have noted that, like, it would have been nice to have, like, a picture for how to attach the collar piece.
Helpful, yeah.
It took forever to block because it's cold. And so it took over 2 days to block. And eventually today I was like, close enough. I'm just gonna wear it.
I feel ya. I really do.
What else? Oh, when I first tried it on, the arm side was tight, and it's still a little bit tight. And I think when I was sewing it up, I pulled too tight. So when I was blocking it, I put a pin up here, and then like I stretched, and I put another pin down there, which is not ideal, but it solved the problem. Because this is a problem in sweater. I thought with this pattern, my arm side, like it was going to be lower down. But a lot of my sweaters at this point have felted under here because I sweat.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping, I was hoping like if I could pull it down a little bit, it wouldn't do it as much. The other thing is that the sleeves, when I first tried it on, were about here-ish. So when I was blocking it, I made a point to just kind of ease the sleeves out a little bit. And now they're a little too long. Like, just a hair too long. And like this is where a lot of people like their sleeves to end. Yeah. I, however, miss dishpan hands. Like, I need this part of my wrist clear to do, I don't know. And now I know that. I didn't really know that. And now I know I need to make sure that it ends a little earlier. It does keep my hands warm, though. So.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
That's why I like it.
So, I really like it. It's super snugs.
That's cute.
And I made it in a month and a half. See, I knew this sweater wasn't going to take me 3 months. I knew it wasn't going to take me 3 months to do. So.
I knew it too.
Yes.
Oh, no.
It happened. So that's my finished object. Yay! Sweater! Sweater dance, sweater dance, sweater dance, sweater dance. Okay, I'm done. And by the magic of video editing, here we are back again. So what are you working on?
Let me grab it all. Hold on. Sorry for if you're getting a shot of my nostrils, but, foliage. I have a lot of flowers. I went a little crazy.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, I've got hair everywhere. Oh no.
What's new?
Okay. Look out. Well, because I'm making hair pieces. That's probably why there's hair attached, because I'm always like, oh, let's try this together. So yeah, so that's why I'm disassembling stuff. Here's some fake grapes. Hello, fake grapes. Yeah.
What are you making stuffs for?
Just hair pieces, like the weirdo I am. I mean, the grapes one is a little out there, but I'm going to have so much fun with it.
Yay!
So I'm pulling apart everything to use bits and pieces for it. And then let me grab one of the... lack of planning. This is what made me decide I wanted to make some more for myself. This is the one I wore in a wedding recently.
Oh. Yeah, you have been wearing flowers in your hair recently.
Yeah, it's an easy way to dress up my hair. I've just been kind of tired of the same old boring hair things. So, and every time I'm in a garden, I always pluck flowers and put them in my hair. It's like a compulsion.
Whoopsie,
So,
there it goes.
So, yeah. So I figured I would just get a bunch of fake flowers that will last and then do that and make all sorts of crazy hair pieces for myself, you know. Here, let me show you the big one, though, because you're going to laugh at me wearing this one on my head.
But it's my favorite. How can I laugh?
It's as big as my face. Sunflowers.
How are you going to wear that in your hair?
Huh?
How are you going to wear that in your hair?
I'm going to have to chop it off the back and then put a comb in the back, and then it'll have to rest on my ponytail.
You have it all figured out.
I have plans. Yep. I cannot wait for the looks I'm going to get having this in my hair, because people already look at me like I'm nuts. I love it.
Hey, well, you know.
Nothing yet. Luna Lovegood in the house. So that's what I'm working on. Because it's mostly cool. The only parts that are not cool is when I have to get out the hot glue gun. It's hot. But, you know. The rest of it's not touching fiber. I still don't know how you're touching fiber in this heat.
Doesn't bother me.
More power to you. Have fun.
I am.
Show us what you're working on.
This is the Glacier Tunic by Joji Locatelli. She's the one who designs the ever infamous boxy that everyone is making that doesn't look good on me. No, thank you.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh man, you can't even really see the colors. Hold it up so we can see the colors though, too.
I'm holding it up. So this yarn is from Deep Stash. It's the Sanguine Gryphon Bugga. It's a fingering weight yarn. The color name is Swift Long-Winged Skimmer. It's like blues and purples. And the pattern is a top-down raglan. You start with these two little triangles. You make a triangle on the front and a triangle for the back, and then you join in the round and then knit down. And it makes, at first, you have these like pearl ridges up here, and then as it comes down, there's no more of the pearl ridges on the body part, but you still do get that V shaping. So you're still doing the increases here, and then you decrease on the edges. And then when you're doing the body shaping, it's just increases. So there's no like waist shaping. It's not like going in and then coming back out. None of that. It's just A-line shape.
Right.
What else to say? Oh, so yeah, this yarn has been in my stash for a long time. So I found the D-stash threads on Ravelry, and then I bought yarn. So that's where this yarn is from. Because somebody was selling 4 skeins of it, which is a sweater quantity of it. And it's been in my stash for a long time because Ravelry had it listed as a sport weight, even though they consider the people that made it consider it like a sock weight, fingering weight. And so like I couldn't find a pattern for it, and then I finally made a swatch, and then I searched for patterns based on my gauge instead of the yarn weight.
Good idea.
Yes, and then I chose a pattern that was near the gauge that I had. It still wasn't the exact gauge, but this fits. And then I picked a top down so that I could try it on. I was like, well, if it doesn't fit, I can like just rip out the top and reknit it.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. I think that's all about that. I really, really want it to be done. And so I'm knitting on it a lot because I want it to be done. And I'm getting there. I probably have another 5 inches on the body to do. When I tried it on, it does fit really well. So I'm happy with that. I just kind of got lucky. I did some math and was like, I'll try the small size. Because, like when you knit in the round, like it, your gauge changes and stuff. And so I was like, I don't know if this is going to work.
Good effort, if nothing else.
And then the other thing is like sometimes I like knit tighter than other times. So like at some point you just have to make it and, try. So like a swatch is important, but it only tells you so much.
That's true.
And then the other thing, so I mentioned I went to the Super Summer Knit Together retreat, and I needed something that I could work on without thinking, because the sweater has some shaping and stuff you have to do, so I cast on some socks. So this is the yarn that we got when we were in Scotland.
Shill's Dare or something like that.
Yeah, Shill's Dare. This is their sock weight yarn. I think it's a 2-ply.
I don't remember.
3-ply. It's a 3-ply. It's dyed with tansy flowers and onion skins, and I just love this color. I think it is so nice. It makes me so happy. So just to, this is my regular socks, 2 at a time on 2 circulars. That's how I like to make socks. And at the retreat, I bought this gay yarn. I bought this gay yarn gray. And I'm going to do heels and toes with it.
Okay. That'll be super cute.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So, this is my typical size sock. I think it's 56 stitches. It's a little tight. But I feel like if I went up 4 stitches, they'd be too loose. And I have another pair that's this number of stitches in a very similar yarn. And I wear them all the time. That's why I did this same stitch count. But I think what I want to try in the future is going down a needle size and up 4 stitches. So like doing 60 stitches on size 0 needles. So we'll see. I don't know. But, oh yeah, and I'm using carbons. Something carbons. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll talk a little bit about Super Summer Knit Together because it came up a couple times. So it's a knitting retreat put on by Laura and Leslie of the Knit Girls podcast. And they're super sweet, and this is the 7th year that they've done it. It's so popular that you have to put your name into a raffle, or not a raffle, into, you have to
A
submit your
lottery.
name. Huh?
A lottery.
Yes, a lottery. Because more people want to go than they can accommodate for. I put my name in last November, whenever it was, on a whim. I was like, there's no way I'm going to get in. And then I got in, and then I was like, hey, partner, I got into this knitting thing. Should I go? And she's like, yeah, you should go. So, yeah, so I went, and it was really fun. I met a lot of great people. They do, like, raffle prizes, and you earn tickets for various things, like, at the retreat and stuff. So, I won this bag.
Yay!
And,
Tell them more about how you submit and get tickets, because that was cool, I think.
oh,
Some
yeah.
of the things you do.
So, there are 2, so it's like a 5-day retreat. Wednesday, everybody just arrives and, like, crashes and knits. And then there's classes on Thursday and Friday. Thursday night is the tasting room, where they have like 20 wheels set up and like 60 pairs of needles, and like another room with like drum carters and stuff, and like you can try it all. So it was really cool to get to try a whole bunch of wheels and think about what wheel I might want to buy. And then the following night is the try it on room. And so people bring their sweaters, and then you can try on sweaters, hand knit sweaters that people have made, and then you can see like if maybe this is something that you want to make in the future. So if you bring sweaters or shawls and stuff for the try it on room, they give you tickets. So every sweater you bring is like 10 tickets, and a shawl is like 3 or something, and a hat's like 2 or whatever. And there's only so many accessories you can bring. You can't just bring like a million shawls. They limit you to 5. So,
yeah.
So I brought my 4 sweaters that have patterns, because I have 2 sweaters that don't have patterns, or like one's a raglan I made up, and the other one was like a recipe, not really a pattern, that's not even available anymore. So I was like, I'm not going to bring that.
Right.
It totally filled up my suitcase with the stuff that I was bringing for the try it on room. I brought my Even Star shawl. People were super impressed. I was like, you just follow the directions and then you have a shawl. But I guess like it was like a big shawl, my wedding shawl and stuff. So anyway, I brought that, and people oohed and awed over it, and that was fun.
Yeah.
So that's how you get the majority of your tickets. You can also earn tickets by crafting charity items like hats for the homeless and preemie caps and like stuff like that.
Right.
It was super fun. And I ran out of money at the market because I had a budget and I didn't want to go over. And so I didn't get any project bags. I didn't buy any project bags because I wanted yarn, and I was like, I can make a project bag or get my sister to make one for me if I really want one. So, I just like, but this one I really did want because it's camping.
Yeah. Super cute.
And so then I won it, and so I was super happy. And the guy who makes these, the business is called Whimzee Stitches. Here, let's see. I can show you his tag. See if it'll show up. I don't even know.
Very close, but still a little out. Oh,
yeah, I don't think it's gonna focus because it's so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What a world. What a world.
Yeah. So, the guy who makes them. Ooh, I think his name is Rick.
Sorry, Rick, if you're watching this. Or Mr. Not Rick.
But he was super nice, and we were eating at, breakfast or lunch or something, and he was talking about how he went for a walk, and I was like, oh, I'd love to go on a walk, like, if you're going tomorrow. And he's like, yeah, I'm going tomorrow. So I was like, and so he invited me to go along, and my other new friend, Janet. And so but then, yeah, it is Rick. Okay, I was just checking. Good. So we went on a walk in the morning, and it was super nice. And he's a great guy, and he also makes project bags that you can see through. So he makes the ones with like the clear plastic in the middle, so you can see what's inside the bag. So a lot of people like that. And then he just started dyeing yarn, and I saw this gray in like an Instagram post or something that he made, and I like really wanted it for Terry to make socks for her. So this is going to be the next pair of socks.
Oh, cool.
So I figured, so I'm going to wind it up so that I can make the heels and toes for the socks that I'm currently making, and then I'll make Terry socks. So that's the plan.
Very cool.
I bought a bunch of other stuff at Super Summer Knit Together, but I'll just go over it, you know, when I as I use it, like, you know. So
yeah.
What else? Oh, spinning. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I made yarn. A very tiny quantity of yarn.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You can't really see it.
There you go.
So this is just some purple fiber that my friend gave to me because she was not super into the color. It's really dark royal purple.
Yeah.
And
very vibrant.
Huh?
It's very vibrant.
Yeah.
In IRL.
I think it'd be super fun to make socks.
Yes.
With this purple. And so I went to a breakout session at SSK, which is the Super Summer Knit Together. SSK, get it, slip, slip, knit. It's also called SSK. It's like so cute. Anyway.
It's cute.
And it's really adorable. So about how to ply on the fly. So using a Turkish spindle, how to spin a single and then also ply it, chain ply. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of get a little sample of what the yarn would look like as a 3-ply. So so that's what this is. It's just a little sample because I didn't need to keep going. I like the 3-ply. I think I will chain ply it, or I think I will do a 3-ply. It doesn't necessarily have to be a chain ply. And so I got a spindle.
Yay!
So this is a Turkish spindle by Jerry Brock, I think. B-R-O-C-K. There'll be links and everything in the down bar down there. So she makes these spindles herself, and you can get them with different designs here. So she had a lot of cute ones. She had ones that were little puzzle, like jigsaw puzzle pieces. Thought that was really cute. They come in different woods and all that. And then they come apart, you know, as Turkish spindles do, so that you can travel with it if you need to. So,
yeah, it's really...
I don't have a Turkish spindle, so this is my first Turkish spindle, so I'm going to try it and see what I think.
Cool beans.
Yeah. But that's what I made this yarn on the spindle.
Yeah, that was a really clever trick that you showed for plying on the fly.
Yeah. It was really cool. So I guess she was like in the middle of a class, like teaching, and needed yarn.
Yeah.
So she just like kind of made it up and taught us how to do it. So that was fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's see. Oh, I went to Frogtown. Did you see it on my Instagram?
Yeah. Just really briefly though, because I wasn't on Instagram for very long.
I finally gave up and just frogged. It's the prairie afghan that I was working on. This is a cotton bamboo yarn. And I had cast on a border of a different yarn, which was 100% wool. It like didn't look good, and I never really liked it. And then I finally like got all the way up to like here because it was a bottom up raglan shaping, and I had misread the instructions for the increases, so I'd done it all wrong, and I needed to like rip all that out, and so it sat for like a year until
Yeah.
2 days ago when I ripped it all out.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to not look at it for a while.
I'm going to try and get all my hangers here. Oh, I lost one. Yarn barf.
Yeah.
So here are all of my hangers of yarn
Wow.
that I need to ball back up.
Yeah.
I really like this yarn. So I definitely want to like try again and make something else with it. It's
Right.
super soft and it's even better after I washed it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like cotton, how it feels when you're knitting it, like mixing it with a bamboo like helps a lot. It's totally a lot softer.
Still kind of sad, but at least you finally got around to frogging it.
I know, everybody else is sad and I'm like so happy.
Yeah, when you're just, when you
Done.
get done with it, you're just done.
I was like,
Yeah.
and I figured that was probably going to happen, but I had to get over being sad and then find it in the bottom of my yarn bin, and I was like, it is time to frog this.
Yeah, because then you're not sad anymore, you're just aggravated.
Yeah, and I was like ready to be done and reclaim that yarn. And then at Super Summer Knit Together, I saw a lot of people wearing these really cute like t-shirt type things. And I have one, the Gemini, which is on Knitty. It's a free pattern, and it's for a t-shirt top. And I wear it all the time. Like, I should make more knit shirts. I wear the one I have all the time. Why not make more? And hey, look, I have yarn. And since I don't need yarn for the sleeves and stuff, like, I'll have plenty to make a t-shirt. So that's the plan.
I think that's a good idea. Tis a good plan.
So Terry's birthday is coming. And I'm always like, what do you want for your birthday? And she's like, I don't know. She at least gave me one thing this year, which was good. So I went and got that, which is good. But then I remembered that I had bought some fabric to make us pajama pants. So there was a pair of pajama pants that I had that I liked how they fit on me, but I didn't like the pattern or the fabric. So starting about 5 days ago, like, I've just done like one step each day when Terry's been at work. So I started by ripping out all the seams on the pants that I liked. And this is like made in a factory somewhere. So this is like taking out serger,
Right.
So it was not fun. But, it was not hard, but it's just slow going.
Yeah, it's tedious. It's very tedious. I've taken apart serger stuff before. It's just doable, but boring.
Yeah. So, so that was the first step. And then the second step was to make a pattern from the pieces. And I traced it onto muslin because I have rolls of muslin. Terry's dad had rolls of muslin in his garage. Like, why do you have rolls of muslin in your garage? Whatever, I will take it.
So random, but worked out great for you.
Yeah. So now I have rolls of muslin when I need muslin. And then I took those muslin pieces and then used those to trace around for the pants. It worked pretty well. I have pants.
Yay!
Yay!
How do you like them?
Huh?
The fit? How do you like the fit?
So it's a good thing that these are for Terry because she's smaller than I am. And so while they fit me and I can get them on, they're a little tight for my badonkadonk.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's because this fabric is thicker than the fabric that I got, like, the quote-unquote pattern from.
Right.
So that's fine. It's good to know because when I make this for myself,
Mm-hmm.
you know, now I know. I can make it
Yeah.
bigger for me.
If you're not gonna make it right away, make a note like on a post-it and stick it with your pattern so that you'll remember when you go back to it.
I did.
Okay.
This is the same elastic that was in the pants that I destroyed. Yay. I'm
Okay.
like concerned because it like doesn't even look like it's really doing much, but I don't know. I think I might be overthinking it.
It's just, like especially if you don't want the elastic to bind into you, I don't think it's really problematic. If you want it to be fitted, it's different, but I think it looks fine to me.
So I'm super proud of myself. I
Yep,
didn't have
looks
to
like
buy a
me.
pattern.
Didn't end up with 3 legs on accident.
Oh, and in order to figure out how to make it, I took pictures while I was deconstructing it. So that's how I knew what to do going the other way.
Very smart.
Because when you see the pieces, you're like, what do I sew now?
Right.
And, sewing, how you sew this seam last, the crotch seam, you sew last. But if I hadn't made a note of that when I was taking it apart, I don't think I would have figured that out.
Yeah.
And I finished my seams because when I washed the fabric, it did fray a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I finished with a zigzag. Am I even showing you?
It's not in focus, but I mean, yeah, okay, I can see it now. Cool beans.
Terry really likes soft things, and this fabric is really soft. So anyway, I'm hoping she'll like it.
Definitely made with love.
Yeah, I tried.
You know? Besides, once the surprise of it is gone, you can have her try it on and then adjust anything later, Like if the elastic does need to get changed.
Yeah. Yeah, now that I know, because I made it, now I know how to do it.
Exactly.
Really? They're not hemmed. So technically they're a whip because I need to hem the bottoms.
Got it. Do you have another pair of pants of hers that you could use to see how long they should be?
Yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So that's my next step tomorrow. Oh, I never went through all my steps. So the first step was taking it apart. And then the second step was making the muslin and cutting out the pieces. And then today was the day I did all the seaming and stuff. So hems tomorrow, and then I'll be done.
Hems tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds cool.
That's all for my crafting. Do you have any more crafty stuff?
No, I haven't really been working on anything. I've just been doing a lot of around the house stuff. Spackling holes and all that stuff isn't not that exciting.
I have reading to share.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So, it's summer, and I only get a chance to read in the summer because otherwise I just don't have time.
Right.
And I'd never read anything by the Bronte sisters, and I heard about them ancillarily.
Yes, I know what you mean. Carry on.
Somebody recommended to me to read The Eyre Affair, for example, and I was like, but I've never read Jane Eyre. Right. This was 15 years ago. So I'm finally getting around to it.
In the way that we do.
So I read Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And I don't think anyone should ever read it ever again.
Yeah, probably.
Heathcliff is violent. I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand why people like it.
In the same way that
it. I did finish it.
Yeah.
But Definitely not my cup of tea. I understand like the gothic elements and like
Right.
it's a gothic novel and I get that. I don't think we need to be romanticizing
Ugh, yeah.
a violent
He's
alcoholic man.
he's really problematic.
So, I've already recommended to you to not read it, and you said, "Okay, good, I won't." Great.
I've already read it. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I read the graphic novel version of it, and that was good enough, or bad enough, really.
Yeah.
I don't need to read the real version.
No thanks.
You know. Yeah, that was enough.
So then I read Jane Eyre, and that one
Did you
is
finish?
not as bad. Huh?
Did you finish?
Yes,
Yay!
I finished it.
Yeah, he's still problematic, but not as bad.
He is, yeah, he's still problematic, but not as bad. And I also think it's like, oh, now I can be with him because, oh, spoiler if you've never read it, you should just skip ahead. Now I can be with him because he's blind and crippled. But if he was not blind and not had an amputated hand, I couldn't. Like, what?
No, it was because his wife was dead. That was really it.
I know, but there's some of the writing is like she feels like she has something to bring to the relationship now because he needs her like
Right.
to be his eyes.
No, see, I think that the reason he gets to be with her, not the other way around, is because he's paid for his crime of trying to marry someone when he was already married by losing his sight. You know, like that's the moral thing of it. Like he's paid his due, now he gets to have what he wants.
Yeah.
You know,
So
again,
it's still problematic, but it's not nearly as bad. And I was cheering for them. There is that middle section where it's Saint John, and like there's this whole thing. I'm just like, just chop that out. Just take those chapters and throw them away. Like, who cares? I don't care. Anyway.
yeah.
But I'm really glad I read it. And I really want to read, to like put the cap on it, one of Anne's. Anne wrote one too, I think. So, but it's not nearly as famous. And I want to read it and find out why.
Be interesting
Yeah.
to see.
So that's been my summer reading.
Yeah, I have a book to share, but first I want to get your opinion. Since you're my captive audience right now, what do you think about these leaves? These are like a zebra, I don't know, hosta or something with the rose.
Yes, it looks
It came,
nice.
it came with these like rose-looking leaves, but I don't like them as much. They're like kind of tiny considering how big, like beefy the rose is.
I liked the other ones.
Okay. It's just like sometimes when I see something where it's got like a flower and a foliage that don't match, and then like my brain's like, those don't go together. Like it was bad enough. Like I have these little grapes, and the leaves I have grape leaves, these ones, but red grapes have leaves with a tint of red on them. So I'm probably gonna take like a marker and change them for these because I'm just that like weird. Because they look wrong. It's like you've got fruit and okay, I'm not. Yeah, one of these things is not like the other. What was I gonna talk about? Oh, books. I don't know where it's at. Salt, fat, acid, heat. Rabbit. I'm loving it so far.
Cool.
You get to try to pronounce her name because you're smarter than me.
Samin Nosrat.
Okay, there you go. That one.
I totally said that wrong, but that's okay. I tried.
I don't care. Yeah, it's probably. I've never heard of anyone with her name, so I have no idea. Anyway, Mastering the Elements of Good Cooking, a New York Times bestseller. I've been trying to find not a cookbook, but a book that talks about like more about the science of cooking. Like I just got done with organic chemistry. Like I have at least a basis now for that kind of knowledge. So I was looking for something that bridges between the two. And this one talks a lot more about like the whys of things happening, and like I don't know. I'm just really enjoying it so far. I got through the chapter on salt, which was really interesting. But I recommend it so far. I'll let you know when I finish it. But as you can tell, it's huge, so that might be a while.
Can you give an example of something you've learned from it?
Just the different kinds of salts, like how they make them. Let me show you the picture because it's kind of cool. And this book doesn't use any photographs. It's all like hand-drawn stuff, which I generally don't like, but for some reason I really enjoy it in this book. Here we go. Salt structures.
Cool.
And then she just talks about like where they come from and then how they're made, ends up with the different structures, like under vacuum, in the sun, that kind of stuff. Really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How does it affect the food?
It does because of the structure of the salt. Like some of them are denser, so they'll give more salt, more of a salt flavor to something. How they melt, how fast they dissolve into something will change, how it reacts. Like some stuff, like where it's like a thin flake salt, works better as like a garnish thing, like on top of a cookie, for a crunch, because then it's not like melting into something. And she says, like, don't use that kind of salt to salt your pasta water, because that's just kind of wasting it. It's not making the best use of it. Yeah, just
it's interesting.
Really in depth. Yeah, kind of crazy, but super fun. And then she talks a lot about tasting as you go along.
I'm bad at that.
Yeah, everybody is, and that's kind of the point. It's like, here's all the things I did wrong. Let's learn from them. But she has a really fun sort of sense of writing, like it's not necessarily like she's speaking to you, but very personable. I can't wait to get through more of it. I'm in the fats now.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, it was right up my alley. So it's still not as into the science that I'm looking for is a little more complicated. I might have to look into, actual food science stuff. I'm not quite sure. I've never thought about this, so I'll get through this one and then see where I want to go from there. I just wanted to be able to improvise more in the kitchen, especially trying to do vegan stuff. It's really hard to make 6 substitutions in a baking recipe when you don't know why each ingredient is in there. I know some of it, like a solid fat versus a liquid fat. But this, I think, will give me a better idea of how to substitute things. And that's kind of her point is let's learn the basics so that you can improvise in your own kitchen, So then when I get done, then you get to read it.
Yay! That sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, I'm dripping water. Sorry. I'm sure there's other things, but I can't think of anything right now because my brain has melted.
Is there a game on your phone that you've been playing
Not at all.
Maybe you'd want to talk about?
No, I hear my mother calling me.
What?
Because my phone. I can't show you my phone on my phone.
Yeah, that's not gonna work, is it?
But I can tell you all about the cuteness of
Okay.
Tiny Bird Garden. It's just like Neko Atsume, but with birds, and it's super adorbs. Yay!
Oh,
Oh,
all the glare. There we go.
you have no birds. Feed your birds.
Okay, so now I'm gonna feed my birds.
Yay! So I'll talk about it while you do that. I finally broke down and spent some real money on this game because it's super cute and I just have really been enjoying it as like a relaxing thing to do. It calms me
Independent
down.
designer, person of color designer.
Yes. So it was a lot of like good reasons to spend actual money on it. Independent designer, person of color, great, cute game. Now all those little birds have things to say to you, and you click on their little exclamation point to learn more about them. They have little things to say. Oh, I can't see it. It
I
won't
want to
focus.
learn to program. It sounds fun.
Yeah.
So cute.
I know, right? And then you try to find what their favorite treat and their favorite hats are, and there's lots of little outfits you can put on them. It's pretty cute. It's very simple too and completely child friendly. So as long as you have it set up so they can't spend real money, it would be fine to give to your kid. But if you liked Neko Atsume, Kitty Collector, then you'll probably like Tiny Bird Garden.
Yeah, and it's just a cute little game, fun way to spend some time, and
Yeah. And if you buy anything through the app, even if you spend like the $1 thing, then you don't have to look at ads ever again. So
it removes the
that's
ads.
really nice. Yep. And it's cute. It's super cute. I love the graphics.
And it's available on iPhone and Android.
Yes. Because we both have opposite phones.
Opposite phones.
Yes.
Do we want to talk about the other game?
What other game?
Heads Off.
Heads off. I forgot because I'm probably just going to delete it because I got all the heads and I'm like,
Done.
but
Yeah, what are you going to do now?
but sometimes I still like to play like, okay. So you describe this one since I did Tiny Birds.
Okay, so this one is a little bit like dark humor.
Yeah.
Not appropriate for children
Correct.
under like 16.
Yeah.
So
It's not gory or anything. It's just that it's
just there's heads and it's just
yeah.
there's nothing else there, and some of them are like half decomposed, and
Right.
so anyway, that's all it is a head, and then you tap it, and then he screams, and then that's how you propel him along. That's the whole game.
Yep.
And you try and collect stuff, and anyway.
And then on the side of it, this is the fun part. It's as you there's like little signposts that tell you how old you are, like 1 year, 2 year, and that's how you judge how far you've gotten before you die. And then on the side, it scrolls like what's been happening to this little head in his life, like, born the 10th of 11 children or something, And a lot of them are like kind of funny, kind of sassy, some are silly, but.
And it's a Japanese maker.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive, yeah.
It seems like it, so.
Yeah.
So that's Heads Off. Another way to spend your time when you need to play a game.
Yes. And then as you roll your little head along, you gather the little spirits that let you buy more heads. It's like a completely random game, kind of like Katamari Damacy. Like how do you really explain what this game is? But super fun and addictive anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I showed it to my friend and he downloaded it, and then Terry's phone is too old to download anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So she kept stealing my phone to play it.
That's pretty funny.
So.
And each head that you earn does different things. Like one will be dressed like as a clown, and instead of screaming, he'll be laughing like maniacally.
So it is, it can be a little creepy.
Yeah, yeah. It's, again, probably best for 12 and up, I would say, at least.
Yeah.
You know your kid's best, but I would definitely play around with it before you hand it off to a kid.
Yeah. So that's it, I think.
I'm sure there's more. We got back from Japan. We had a great time in Japan. So I'm sure there's plenty of stuff we could talk about with that. But, like, again,
Another time.
my brain. We'll get to it as we, like, use the things that we got in Japan. Sounds good. So thanks for joining us. If, you're around, hello. Is it me you're looking for?
So this podcast, like, we'll be here when we're here if you subscribe. And our videos will pop up in your feed when we appear. I don't do this for a living. We do this for fun. And so it's not going to be, always going to be regular. We do our best to get out things when we're crafting. But, if I'm not crafting for 4 months, nothing to
Well,
talk about.
and you're a teacher and I have full-time school problems. So, organic chemistry eats my life.
Yeah.
It happens.
So, if you want to be notified when we upload a new video, you can hit the bell button. And if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, hit like, and let other people know about us because we're super chatty and fun. So thanks for stopping by.
Thanks. Bye.
Whoops!
Break it down. Yeah. Okay, so our train was delayed to begin with, like they do, last train of the fucking day going that direction, and of course they're delayed. It wasn't that much that they were delayed, so I was like, I'm not gonna tell Dad. It's like 5 minutes or something. No big fucking deal. But then when we got to LA, they were like, they kept saying, we're gonna hook up to another engine, locomotive, so we're going to be going back and forth on the track and there'll be slight jostling and stuff, they're just trying to tell you so you're not like bonking your head or whatever. But we got into fucking LA. We're already running late. They drove slow. We had to stop a couple of times. It was just like, you're already fucking behind. I am literally standing at the door on the platform, looking at the people on the other side. They won't open the fucking door. They wanted to attach this other locomotive before they opened the door. So it was another 10 minutes of me just standing there, waiting for them to open the fucking door. Like, I could have pried the door open and walked out onto the fucking platform. Like, please just open the door. I was very mad. And I was also hangry at that point. Like, just open the door! I won't lie. I seriously thought about pulling the emergency handle to open the door. And I was like, Heather, let's cool our heels. Okay?
Good job, Heather Brain. Conscious, whatever was talking to you.
Because on the bus, I know if you pull the emergency handle, it doesn't set an alarm or anything. It just literally opens the door. And I was like, I bet this won't set an alarm. I bet this will just open the door. And then I can fucking leave.
No, Heather.
So then I was like, I'm going to sit down. And if this fucking train takes off without opening the door, someone's going to have their ears boxed. Yeah. And then, like, Dad's, like, calling me, like, where are you at? And I'm like, I'm looking at the fucking platform where I should be. And then he was like, okay, I'm going to get a pretzel. And I'm like, I don't know where that's at. And I'm like, he's like, meet me by the pretzel thing. And I'm like, all right. Buy me a pretzel! So, of course, every fucking time I finally get out, I go the wrong fucking way. I'm like, yep, this is not the side with the pretzels. And then I have to go down the hallway again, the other fucking way.
To the side with the pretzels.
The side with the pretzels. One day I will walk the correct direction down that fucking hallway. But that day was not today. Oh, but then I stuffed the pretzel and some lemonade in my face and became a little less hangry, and things are okay again.
Good.